Let's dive into the simple system of a copywriting legend, Gary Halbert. His principles shared through his famous newsletters completely changed the game of selling with words. He put himself in a headspace where failure wasn't an option. It was, in his mind, life or death. So as we walk through his process, really think about that. To understand how he did it, we're going to walk through his 6-part framework. We'll start with mindset, then move into finding the perfect audience. After that, we step into his boot camp to build the essential skills, uncover the key ingredients of killer copy, learn how to structure the message, and finally add the polish that makes it truly sing. Everything, and Halbert meant everything, starts with the mindset. Before you can write with life or death urgency, you need an attitude that can handle the pressure. For Halbert, mindset wasn't an accessory, it was the whole game. He called it a fighter pilot attitude, and think about that. A fighter pilot can't make excuses. They don't miss a target because they're having an off day or aren't feeling inspired. They have a mission, and they execute with precision and relentless focus. That's the attitude Halbert believed a copywriter needs, an unbreakable commitment to getting the job done no matter what. But even the best fighter pilot is useless without the right target. So once the mindset is locked in, the next step, what Halbert called his single biggest advantage, is finding the right people to talk to. This idea is powerful because of its simplicity. Most marketers, he argued, get this completely wrong. They obsess over creating the perfect hamburger. Halbert's secret? Forget the hamburger. Find a starving crowd. If you find people who already want what you offer, selling becomes 1,000 times easier. He pictured it like a funnel. At the top, you're broad and ineffective, like using a phone book. Then you get smarter. Demographic targeting, wealthier neighborhoods, niche groups, better but not great. The real magic happens when you target people who have already bought something similar. And the ultimate goldmine, your own satisfied customers. They already know you. They already trust you. They are the hungriest crowd you will ever find. Now you've got the mindset and the audience. And the next step is writing something that moves them to action. This is where Halbert's boot camp comes in. He believed you can't become a world-class writer through shortcuts. You have to immerse yourself in the greats. He had an essential reading list, his Bible, and he didn't want you to skim it. He wanted you to absorb it. These books were masterclasses in the psychology of selling, and he wanted the ideas burned so deeply into your mind that you could use them without thinking. But reading was only half the equation. The next step was non-negotiable. Find successful ads, the classics, and copy them by hand. Word for word, line for line. He believed this forced you to feel the rhythm, pacing, and structure of great copy. It travels from your eyes, through your arm, to your fingers, and locks itself into your muscle memory. That, for Halbert, was the foundation of real learning. You can't think your way to expertise. You can't learn to swim by reading about water. And you can't learn to write world-class copy without actually writing. So after all this training, what do you put on the page? Halbert boiled it down to 4 essential ingredients every great piece of copy must have. First, passion. Your excitement for what you're selling must leap off the page. If you're not excited, why would your reader be? You cannot bore someone into buying, and Halbert famously said, people will not be bored in print. Second, details. His rule was simple. The more you tell, the more you sell. When people buy something they can't touch or see, they crave information. Every feature, every benefit, every spec matters. If you were buying a $40,000 car sight unseen, what would you want to know? Exactly. Everything. So give it to them. Third, admit your flaws. Nothing is perfect, and your customers know it. The moment you acknowledge a real shortcoming, maybe the battery life isn't the best or the product isn't ideal for beginners, you obliterate skepticism. Suddenly everything else you say becomes 100 times more believable. And fourth, clarity. For Halbert, this was sacred. Good writing must be easy to understand. Full stop. Use simple, direct language. Your goal isn't to impress a teacher. Your goal is to communicate. A reader should never have to reread a sentence. Be clear, not clever. So you've got the mindset, the audience, the training, and the ingredients. Now comes structure. Halbert laid out a 7-step formula for structuring an entire message. It's a journey. First, get their attention. Then immediately answer the biggest question. What's in it for me? Once they're hooked, build trust with reasons to believe you. Prove your claims. Only then do you lay out the benefits, followed by a clear instruction on what to do next. It's the perfect flow from I'm not sure to where do I sign? But even after following the formula, you're not finished. The last step is polish. The difference between good copy and truly great copy. Halbert's secret weapon was almost laughably simple. Read your work out loud. Your ear catches what your eye misses. Clunky phrases, awkward rhythms, sentences that drag. If you stumble saying it, the reader will stumble reading it. And that brings us to the heart of Halbert's philosophy. Don't worry about being creative. Don't try to be clever. Don't chase awards. Be clear, be persuasive, and make sales. In Halbert's world, that's the only scoreboard that matters. So we end where Halbert always did, with challenge and fire. Forget the ego. Forget the applause. Focus on the only thing that truly matters. Write with the intensity of someone whose life depends on getting a response. That is the heart of writing like Gary Halbert.